drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about addiction, sobriety, depression, anxiety, balance of life. My name is Kyle Gray. I'm the host of this show. We are live twice a week, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. Hope everybody's doing good out there. I have no agenda to go over today. I was just kind of doing some reading before I started this. Just some things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about practicing positivity. We can start with that because I like that. But that kind of also involves battle rap as well because, for example, I know a lot of people in here are familiar with battle rap. Hold on, let me scoot this over. Because you guys know me through battle rap. But I was watching that Summer Madness show from URL and Caffeine yesterday, and I was watching Twerk versus Swamp. And I just wanted to kind of talk about how important it is for individuals, not really as a whole, but for us as people to not really get behind mob mentality and preying on people's downfall, because that's in itself a toxic trait, and that will just jeopardize your own mental health. If you're constantly talking about another person's faults, another person's downcomings, bad things that a person does, even honestly, if you're constantly talking about a politician that constantly makes a fool of themselves, if you're just doing that, I think that it's hold on, let me just disconnect from that. I think that it will just get wrapped up in your mental health of just practicing negativity. And furthermore, if you look at battle rap media, sometimes I feel like they just wait for something bad to happen to people to get excited. Like it really does disappoint me when I see something bad happening to a fellow person in our community, and people literally it seems like people are excited that something bad has happened. That, oh, this guy is doing bad, this guy choked. I can't wait to say how much more this other person deserved to win, or like this person's probably like saying that they have like drug issues or that they're not right or something like that. Instead of putting a DM out there and reaching out to somebody and asking, are you okay? They would rather make a little clip of somebody talking and try to go viral over exploiting their downfall for their own personal gain. And to me, it really just feels like people look at each other's faults and problems as predator and prey. And they try to incite mob mentality because that's what's ingrained into us from news, social media, and everything. And I think that's just not a good thing for our own mental health, regardless of it not being a good thing for society. I think it's a terrible thing for yourself to ingest. So I typically stay away from a lot of battle rap media, to be honest with you, and it kind of disappoints me because I'm a humongous battle rap fan. Obviously, this is like my main passion in life. But it disappoints me that media really preys on the downfall of our peers and the people that we need to be bringing up, not tearing down. This culture is small. This isn't a $1 million industry, and these guys aren't athletes. They're not making a ton of money. So people do also have a lot of power today too. Like, with this whole cancel culture thing going around as well. I do believe that people should be sorry, obviously, for things they've done in the past. Like I'm very remorseful of the actions that I've taken in my past. To this day, every day I'm sorry for the things that I've done, not only because they've resulted in events taking place that are unideal for myself, but also because they've hurt people that I really love. But I think too often people are quick to be like, oh, this person did this in this past, so we should never fuck with them again. They should never get another chance. And people make mistakes and people grow from those. And I think empathy, compassion, and caring, love is definitely the way to approach everything in life, and forgiveness. So I think that's just something that I wanted to talk to you guys about today as a little anecdote, because I saw that going on yesterday with Twerk choking, and then also I saw it demonstrated with JC losing, and then also with just a lot of drama that's been happening in the battle rap community. And it's just like I feel like people get excited over it, but I feel like people don't want to. I feel like people at the end of the day, we all want to see good battles. We all care about these people. We want to see people do good. So why not support? Instead of tearing somebody down, if you think that somebody has a problem with preparation, maybe just reach out to them and be like, hey, like, is your life chaotic? Do you not have ample time to put into battle rap? Why is that? Do you want to talk to me about it? Instead of saying, oh, this guy sucks, I think this other guy won, just be like, both. And if you don't even think both did great, just be like, this guy did good. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this aspect of this battle. You don't have to say something sucks to say somebody else did good. When two teams play each other, you don't have to say one is a terrible team, the other one did good, or the other one is superior, because sometimes people just don't have their day. People get knocked out. People lose games. People lose battles. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about negativity and how to avoid it, and we can all do our parts. Instead of also even me saying like, ooh, battle rap media preys on people's downfall isn't really a good mindset, because I am battle rap media, and I'm doing that same thing right now because I'm preying on people's downfall. So the way I should approach it is just to be positive and put out content that I think brings people up, So, but that leads me into a great thing I was reading in this book that I reference all the time, 101 Ways to Change the Way You Think. So there's a great article on here chapter that I was reading on here. It's called How to Actually Change Your Life This Year. And there was a couple cool quotes that I wanted to read to you guys in here. Whenever there is a problem in your life, there is a problem with how you are thinking, reacting, or responding. Whatever you feel you are not receiving is a direct reflection of what you are not giving. Whatever you are angered by is what you aren't willing to see in yourself. So where you feel you are lacking, you must give. Where there is tension, you must unpack. If you want more recognition, recognize others. If you want love, give love. Be more loving. Give exactly what you want to get, because the energy you're putting out into the world is what you will receive back. I believe that 100%. The energy you put out into the world is what you will get back, because I have lived through that. I'm definitely like a firm believer in when I was putting negativity out in the world, I got nothing but negativity back. When I was like, drinking, cheating on my ex-girlfriend, like being not a good person, I was getting that back. I was always stressed. And that drove me to like drink, and just like numb my feelings out. And now, when I'm doing programs such as this for an hour, when I'm reading a lot, when I'm being honest with people about my intentions, when I'm just like being an overall better version of myself and on a good path to being a good person, I'm getting so much more back, and it's so much more positive. And when I approach situations with attempted empathy most of the time and not anger, and try to not get defensive when somebody is critical of me, I find it's always beneficial, and it's the healthiest route to take. If you want to let go of something, build something new. If you don't understand, ask. If you don't like something, say so. If you want to change, start small. That's very important. If you want to change something, you got to start small. It's the little steps that matter, not the large ones. And that's the only way you will change your life in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of people think about how, oh, you got the book, Alberto? Hell yeah, man. This book is fucking great. I read it every single day. I'm only like halfway through. I read it every morning, and the chapters are really short. They're each like a couple pages, so I hella suggest everybody to get this book. But yeah, starting small to change goals. Like if you're like, oh, I struggle with addiction, it's really hard to be like, I'm just going to get clean, and I'm not going to do this, because it's hard to picture your life without doing something that you're addicted to. It's really, really difficult. But if you just start small, if you're like, okay, I'm going to not do this today, the next minute, the next 5 minutes, the next 10 minutes, the next 30, hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 12 hours, boom, the day's done. I'm clean. I've been clean for the whole day, you know? Same with running. I'm gonna run a marathon. The fuck is like, I'm just gonna run, how long is a marathon? Like 24 miles? Even when I was running 10 miles a day on the treadmill, I would be like, how the fuck do people run 24 miles? This is insane. Now that I run outside, I'm definitely like, how the fuck do people do that? I run 3 miles and I'm like dead. But that's the thing. Just start small. I would run 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 4.5, 5. You know, just start working your way up from there. So starting small, and that's also a way you can also cope with anxiety, is starting in small increments of things. Because when you look at the bigger picture, it's very, very intimidating, especially when you look at life overall. You know, a lot of people tend to look at their life as this big picture thing, which life is not a fucking big picture. Life is not this big framed painting of you, of this perfect picture of me and my family and my house that I bought, my 2 perfect male and female kids, and the dog and the white picket fence. Life is not that. Life is a bunch of moments and a bunch of things you learn along the way. And it's not a summation, an event. It's not a finalized thing. It's not a period point in the closing of a book. It is the book. It's the words in there. It's everything you write down in there. So the small steps are what make up life, or what make up progress, what make up everything. And you gotta love the journey as well. I've been Gavin, I've been a lot more positive lately. I've been on a diet for about 3 weeks, and I've lost over a stone, 14 pounds. I used to focus on only negative things, the things I did wrong, not the things I did right. Gavin, that's incredible, man. Congrats on that. Congrats on the new diet too, man, because eating correctly does fucking wonders. Damn, Blue, I'm doing 30 miles on a kayak in 2 weeks. Gonna take 2 days. Gonna have to set up camp on the riverbank. Blue, dude, you're killing it, man. Congrats on kicking the smoking and getting healthy and kayaking. I'm so proud of you, dude. You should feel very proud of yourself. You're just doing yourself all this good. I'm sure it feels incredible. You probably look fucking amazing. Your respiratory system thanks you, I'm sure. Nat, I'm 33, going to be 34 in November, and as a female in a long-term relationship, not married, no kids, it took me a while to realize life is not about the big picture. Nat, like, totally, I totally agree with you. Still no cigarettes, Blue, congrats, you're the fucking man. Nat, yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. I can only empathize with you so much, being that I'm a man, but, you know, having a lot of friends that are women, and seeing how much pressure is put on women in general, on society, for them to have kids by a certain age and to get married. Yeah, that's not everybody's journey, and that's not a bad thing to not be on that path. It's a great thing to have your own path. You know, I feel the same way. I'm 35. I'm gonna be 36 this year. I'm single. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with fucking 2 other people right now. You know, my life in terms of like the stereotypical like family plan, get out of college, have a family, blah blah blah. It doesn't align with that at all, and that's perfectly fine. And also, I have no big picture for my life. I'm never like, oh, like where's the big picture? When am I gonna finally make it? You know, when is it gonna be done? When am I gonna be like, yeah, I finally have the farm, you know, I finally have like my tribe. It's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be like that at all. It's like I'm I've had such incredible moments in my life right now. If my life completed today, I would die a happy man. And I know that I made a difference in the world, and I know I made something I cared about better, and I know that I touched people, and that I tried. I tried to right my wrongs, and I tried to learn from them and not commit them again. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Breaking things down to a degree that seems absurd has been huge to me. Like, the goal for the day is just putting on shoes instead of going to the gym, but I always end up doing more. Gawi. Man, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm like butchering the pronunciation of your name. But I agree, man. You got to start small. Like, like even getting up and just like making your bed is such a success. And you can exercise creativity with that. Brushing your teeth, taking a shower, small things. And then you'll find, just like you said, is you do end up doing more. Just inherently, you do another thing, the next thing, the smaller thing, So it's just building. Scotty, been hard for me to stop the piff, but instead of smoking 2 to 3 times a day, I've been smoking just once. Maybe in time it'll be once a week, then slowly less than that. Yeah, Scotty, that's success right there, my friend. Good job, dude. Fuck yeah. That's incredible that you're not doing it 2 and 3 times a day and you're only doing it one time a day. That's enormous, because you're cutting what you usually do in half or to a third, which is a lot. That's big. So yeah, just take it small steps. Of course, Nat. Of course, every day is beautiful. I like that. That's wonderful. If you enjoy something, let yourself feel it. If you do anything compulsively, ask yourself why. Stop trying to curb your spending or change your diet or avoid that one person or lash out at innocent people you love. Look for the cause of the feeling, not just the feeling itself, and you'll fix the problem for good. That kind of deals a lot with like therapy. Like, a lot of like people are like, oh, like, I was just recently talking to a friend of mine, and she was asking me like, why did you quit drinking? Because she she was wondering why I got sober, and I was like, well, I didn't like the person I was. Blue! Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much, and you're an inspiration to me, dog. You quit smoking, you're like kayaking. I wish I was more active nowadays, but congrats, Blue. You're the man. I appreciate you so much, my friend. But yeah, like trying to figure out the cause of why I was drinking, the cause of why I was cheating on every woman that I've ever loved, the cause of like why I have a sex addiction, why I feel the need to numb life, period. And now when it happens, I'm very like aware, like, oh, I'm running from this uncomfortable feeling. When I want to numb things out, I'm like, what am I uncomfortable, and what am I running from right now? And it's amazing once you understand that, because it helps you cope with that thing, instead of being like, I just need to change, and I just need to stop drinking. If I just quit drinking, that'd be one thing, but me understanding why I even drank in the first place is what gives me such clarity, and what makes me kind of not want to drink anymore. So, what's the name of that book? It is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna West. If you miss somebody, call them. That's super straightforward, and I also agree with that. If you miss anybody and you just want to talk to them, call them. If you have other intentions and are trying to be manipulative, then that's probably not the best idea. But if you do miss somebody, just call them, man. Like, call your fucking... I'm one to say, if you miss like your family, call them, because you only have so much time in the world with your family. It is silly to suffer in silence. It is noble and humbling to tell somebody that they matter to you, regardless of whether or not you matter to them. That's hella fucking true. It is noble and humbling to tell somebody that they matter to you, regardless of whether or not you matter to them. So that's pretty fucking awesome, because, a lot of people are like, oh, I would never like tell this person that I miss them because they don't care about me. Who cares? You miss them. You miss them, and you're telling them you're... like, it's for yourself, that you're telling that person you miss them for you. You're not telling it for them. You're not being like, oh, if I tell this person I miss them, they'll be back in my life like I want them to be. No, it's like you're doing that for yourself. No, I don't juice. Also, juice like is incredibly messy. I feel like it just makes a huge fucking mess. But I don't juice. No, I just drink hella water. I actually drank tea today. I went to this black-owned coffee shop, which is pretty fucking awesome. It's called it's called Little Vanilla Black, I think. But I went to a coffee shop and got tea. I haven't drank tea in a minute. And it fucks your stomach up, I'll say that. It really fucked me up. Let's see. If you miss somebody, blah, blah, blah. If your life is missing something you cannot place back into it, reconstruct it. You will get nowhere dismantling the pieces with nothing to take their place. You'll end up reassembling the parts of the old life if you're trying to do away with. Step away and build anew. Anything new. You cannot expect to carry on with the same life you had without someone and not have the gaping hole torture you. Give yourself permission to build something beautiful, something true. If you want to be understood, explain. There is nothing we need more than people who are willing to kindly, gently, wholly, patiently explain to others. If you want to be happy, choose it. Choose to be consciously, consistently grateful for something. Practicing gratitude. So important. Being grateful for something consistently is so amazing. It will do wonders for you. Any advice on building cardio, Avo? I was 97 kilograms at my lightest early last year, running 1 mile every day in under 9 minutes. That's really good, man. Hell yeah. I know I'll eventually get there. If I keep the consistency, it just takes time. I would say that the best way to build cardio is to start small, of course, and you have to do it all the time. And that's the truth behind it. I think if you eat really good too, it will help your cardio, and drink a shit ton of water. Water gang up in this bitch. Drink a lot of water, and you got to do it all the time. Like for me, I've actually kind of like fallen off of cardio recently, to be honest with you. I didn't run yesterday, but I worked out, and I kind of bitched out of running. And I know that my cardio is going to suffer from that. So that's my fault, and I got to take accountability for it. But yeah, Gavin, just got to be consistent. Eat really good. I found that I like to not eat a lot before I do cardio. I like to do cardio on kind of like a light stomach. Andrew, appreciate that. Salute, bruv gang. Yazdin, you believe in the 12 steps? Didn't work too well for me. Yazdin, I think the 12 steps is a great program and works for a lot of people. Me personally, it didn't resonate with me that much because it was so attached to religion, and I'm spiritually not aligned with that focus of religion. I don't believe in the Christian version of God, but I am spiritual. DNA saying drink water and get money. Hell yeah, it's true. It's very true. If you want to be happy, choose it. Choose to be consciously consistent, grateful for something. Choose to immerse yourself in something beautiful and peaceful and joyous. If you can't choose it, choose to start working on figuring out what blocks you. Be it health, circumstance, or mindset. Get help. Ask for it. Saying you can't choose is giving up for good. Don't do that. Choose change. Your routine, your job, your city, your habits, your mindset. Never sit and fester in frustration. It does not matter whether or not you're in the absolute worst case scenario, complaining, worrying, or being negative. Being negative will never help anything at all, ever. Boom, I love that. Being negative doesn't help fucking anything. Preying on people doesn't help shit, doesn't help the world, doesn't help the culture. Telling Twerk he sucks because he choked helps nothing. It is not good. Telling JC that he needs help, that he looks like he's on drugs is fucking horrible. Reach out to them. Ask. Tell them you care about them. Offer solutions. That's what helps. Change. The how-to. Everything you do, see, and feel is a reflection of not who you are, but how you are. You create what you believe. You see what you want. You'll have what you give. That's the chapter. Fuck, I love that so much. That's so fucking dope. You'll have what you give. So if you wanna have love, give love. If you want to have change, give change. Give assistance. Thor, thanks for your time, Avo. You're doing great things with this, man. I'm 2 months through quitting cigarettes today, and these chats are really helpful. Fuck yeah, dude. Congrats on 2 months through quitting cigarettes. That's not easy, and you've come a long way, bro. Congrats. Some people here saying they want to change their lives. Salute to all of you. Hell yeah, Nat. Thank you for the positivity. Thank you, Delph. What book are you reading? Jay, I'm reading 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna West. Get this book. It's amazing. It's definitely... I wake up every day, and before I go on social media, before I brush my... Not before I brush my teeth. What I do is I wake up, brush my teeth, and then read a chapter from this. And the chapters are really short. Like that chapter I just read is literally a page and a half. It's nothing. So I read a chapter of this every single day. I keep it on my desk right in front of me. And yeah, that's my morning routine. So I wake up and I read. And it helps me immensely, to say the least. But yeah, practicing positivity is also a process of giving positivity. You have to be positive to practice it, right? So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like, you know, like me, my like social media presence is I am positive. There are things that go on in my life that aren't positive. There are things that happen in my life that I'm not like totally happy with. It's not ideal for me. But the thing is, it's like if you look at it through a different perspective, you can find the good things in almost anything in life. So yeah, it's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing that I really try to do every day. And I'm not saying I'm successful at it every day. Sometimes I break character, and I'm very negative, and I like kind of like compound negative thoughts, negative emotions. Resentment is something that I'm not good with, or I resent people a lot for things that they are doing that might not be ideal for me, and I got to work on that heavily. Is not building that resentment towards people, because then that's like an internal thing. It doesn't even come from them. People will get all smile. Much love from the Philippines. Love you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out to the Philippines. Salute, my friend. Do you experience the more positive you are, the more negativity arises? Wait, do you experience that the more positive you are, the more negativity arises to try to ruin your day? I like the wordplay in that. No, I don't. I don't really. I actually think the more like positive I try to be, and the more loving I try to be, and the more open I'm to me being wrong. And when somebody tries to be critical of me and instead of being combative back, to be understanding back, I actually find that it brings me a great sense of peace. And I find that I'm not looking for the one negative thing in my life. I'm being grateful for the 99.99999 things that are amazing in my life. I think if you really, if you focus on negativity, what you'll do, and this is like an example, like, you know, of like YouTube comments, like go through like 1,000 comments, and there'd be like 2 that are negative, and that's the ones that you give power to. That's the ones that you give attention to, and you're literally giving out negativity at that point, because you're like meeting negativity with negativity, and it's just fueling everything. Because then it gives power to that comment. It gives validation to the person that wrote it, so that that person feels like they did a good thing. So yeah, I think that's the thing, is just to not approach things with a combative mindset either. When you're when something critical is brought off of you, to try to like really be understanding of it. So no, I haven't, Brandon. What was the book on empathy? I'm needing to get another book, because this one's gonna run out, and then I have a bunch of other small books to read. Like I got this one. It's like The Meaning of Life to read, but this one, like the font is like enormous in this. Like, look how big this font is. Like, this is gonna take me like no time to fucking read this. This book is tight though. I read a little bit of it. Love, care. One way to get a sense of why love should so often be considered close to the meaning of life is to look at the challenges of loneliness. Frequently, we leave the topic of loneliness unmentioned. Those without anyone to hold feel shame, to hold feel shame. Those with someone might feel a background of guilt, but the pains of loneliness are an embarrassing and universal possibility. We shouldn't feel lonely about being lonely. That's fire. That sentence is so good. We shouldn't feel lonely about being lonely. That is fucking dope. And that's why I love these books written by the School of Life. They're like fucking poetic. There's like some great fucking lines in there. We shouldn't feel lonely about being lonely because we all feel it. It is one of the most universal joining things and ideas. Everybody feels loneliness. Absolutely everybody does. It's Frank Knoll, Psychic Empathy. I'll check it out, Psychic Empathy. I know you get a lot of questions, but what do you do if you find out your friend goes back to his or her bad habits once he or she quit? What are your approaches? Thank you. So if I have a friend that's going through something and they go back to it, I think the most important thing is to not be like, you fucked up, what the fuck are you doing? Like not approach them with a aggressive mindset, and also not even really tell them they did anything wrong. Like, relapse is part of the journey. Falling when you're trying to learn something is part of trying to learn something new, and getting clean is trying to learn something new for addicts. So you have to be kind in your approach and be understanding and be like, I understand like that you went back to using. Just know that I know and that I'm here for you. And if you want to try to get clean, it's okay. It's okay that you faltered. Don't say it's okay that they're going to be consistently using again, because be like, I don't think this is still a healthy choice for your life, and I think the healthiest choice is for you to get clean. And I think that, I think you want that, and I want to try to help you. Just be encouraging, be like, you have this, you can do this. Just because you started using again for a little bit means nothing. You can go straight up back. Like Steve-O did to Bam, exactly. Yeah, exactly. This ruin an hour has really helped me. I quit smoking weed and realized I was about to know myself and avoid being alone with my thoughts. I've become a lot more positive, productive. Hell yeah. Koku Fufu. Congrats on that, man. Congrats on cutting back on the weed. And yeah, that's the thing that I know a lot of people actually smoke weed for. It's to get out of their head, or to like kind of numb a lot of thoughts going on. Why? Those are there for a reason. Like, nature is there for a reason. Anxiety is there for a reason. Depression is there for a reason. It's telling you something isn't right. And you can't just be like, well, fuck, if something isn't right, I might as well just fucking smoke or like drink, like, so I can feel like I don't feel those things, that it's nature is giving you a fucking hookup. Like, hey, dude, like, you have this trauma to work through. You have this problem to work through. Pay attention to it. You're not good. So even though it's uncomfortable and it sucks, it really is not fun. The past 2 years, like, I think of like how I felt like a year ago, like, and I was like fucking like screaming into my pillow at night and like fucking like having suicidal thoughts. And it's not fun to go through that at all. I don't fucking wish that upon anybody. But the thing is, it's like, that is my necessary journey. And it's kind of like, no pain, no gain, right? The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho changed my life. Short read, fiction, great work. Also Power of Now and New Earth. Damn, I'll check both of those out. The Alchemist. I've heard a lot about that book. I need to just fucking read it. Read a book in high school after a bad breakup called Pleasing You Is Killing Me. Good read. Oh, damn. That sounds dope, too. I'll check that out. Trying to help my sister out with her drinking. She's 23, so of course those party years, but the constant Henny bottle finished in every 2 days is too much and family concern. Yeah, definitely, Scotty. I think that mindset of also like, oh, they're young, let them do whatever, let them party. It's like, I do understand that from a perspective of letting somebody find their own way as being an adolescent, but at the same time, you can't look the other way when people are consistently practicing bad habits, because those bad habits stay bad habits. It's not like when you're young and you're binge drinking, you're gonna be like, all of a sudden, I'm old. I turned 30. I'm just going to stop now because I'm 30. It's like, no, you're doing something that you've been doing your whole life. You're not going to just quit it because you turned a fucking age. You know, you got to learn to quit. And then more importantly, you have to want to learn to quit. And most people that have been partying their whole life, I'm speaking from my experience, when I was drinking heavily in my 20s, when I got 30, there was no reason for me to want to stop. I was just like, let me keep this fucking party going, you know? So, funny story, got punched in the face and kicked out of the ground on my neck by a drunk person while I was a little tipsy, couldn't drink, and forced me to get through the withdrawal. I drink a lot less now. Brandon, congrats on that, man. Yeah, I mean, that will do it for you for sure. I'm sorry that happened to you, though, dude. Really sorry. That sucks. Oh, The Alchemist is so good. One of my favorite books. Definitely check that out. Hell yeah, I will, Amy. I did replace one of her bottles with iced tea one day. That's hilarious. Yeah, well, Pen's in the other room. I'm in my bedroom. Pen's out there in my roommate's room right now. She's probably asleep. She doesn't like me as much anymore. Only if I like feed her. And then she just comes in my room and pees in here. I'm finally moving out and progressing in life, but I feel bad because I'm leaving my family while they still are trying to get over addiction. So I feel guilty, like I'm betraying or abandoning them. Trying to find positive vibes though. George, so let me say this. Your responsibility is only you. I know that sounds interesting when you're talking about family because you guys are blood, but your responsibility at the end of the day is only you, and you need to get right for yourself, because if you're not right for yourself, you can't be of assistance to anybody else, especially your family. A lot of people mistake like problems with their relationships, family, as their job to fix them. I have to be there for you. No, you have to be there for you. You have to show up for yourself, and that's how you will help the world, is showing up for you. Because it's like, if you aren't showing up for you, how the fuck can you expect to show up for other people? So just know that you're doing the right thing for yourself, and you'll definitely still be there for them, but at the same time, you're doing the right thing for you. Had anxiety almost 2 months and can't sleep well because one of my close friends wanted me out of her life, and I didn't have any idea why. I still haven't made it up with her. It kind of kills me with overthinking, starting to ride my bike a couple times a week and get back into riding too. Run an hour has really helped me a lot. Thanks, Avo. Jin, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that with your friend that wanted you out of her life. I totally know how that feels, man, and it does not fucking feel good. It fucking sucks, like, a lot. That's really unfortunate. But what I can say about that, Jin, is that's something that it's her journey, and that's her want, and it probably honestly has very little to do with you. Has most people's decisions has very little to do with other people. It's all to do with them. Even judgments of other people is internal to the individual judging it. It's rooted in them. So the problem is from within herself, and she's probably trying to figure it out. So I would take that in solace. I know it sucks because you want to see your friend, and it hurts to be pushed out of somebody's life, especially like somebody you care about. That's the worst fucking feeling in the world, man. That really sucks, and I'm sorry to hear that. All you can do is just be good to you, and that's your job, is be good to yourself, is to give you the proper need, the proper care, to meet your needs, to meet your wants, because we're all able to do that. We're all able to meet our own needs, our own wants as adults. We're all able to learn how to parent ourselves again, how to show up for ourselves. Oh, I want to ride a bike. I want to go on some bike rides. I want to be more healthy. I want to go on kayaking trips. I want to do this, that, or the other. You can all do that, and you can show up for yourself, and that's how you really care for you. And I feel like that's been the healthiest way to cope with something like that when that happens. For me especially, I felt like, like, I'm not really in my ex-girlfriend's life anymore, and that really fucking, and that, to this day, that bothers me. Like, whenever I think about it, it like depresses the living fuck out of me. And the fact that she doesn't want me in her life too is like horrible for me. But the thing is, I just have to think about how much happier she is without me, and how much better a situation both of our lives are at the current point in time. The paths that we're both on, it's very positive, and yeah, man, you gotta. If she's smiling out there, I'm smiling. So I think if you approach that situation with love, of like, if this is really going to improve your friend's life by you not being in it, just work on you, man. Just work on the things that you're going through. So, um, but yeah, hold on. This is like dropping right now. Don't drop. Don't drop stream. What the fuck? Okie dokie. Why is this dropping? Okay, cool. Well, it didn't. So good. It didn't drop. Great. But yeah, so vacations is so much better than bars and clubs. Hell yeah, I agree with that shit. Doing something good for yourself, going somewhere, challenging yourself, traveling, seeing something new, reading a new book, eating a new meal, trying some new food, meeting somebody, having a great conversation with somebody, learning something new about somebody else, being open. Yeah, man, there's so much good out there. Tell somebody about battle rap. Do that. I really fucking enjoy that. When people ask me what I do for a living, I'm always tickled pink to be like, I film battle rap for a living. You know what everybody's response is to that? Wow, that's cool. Every fucking single buddy I've told that to has said that my job is fucking cool. Because guess what? My job is cool. I have the best job in the world. I film what I fucking love for a living. I don't deal with any fucking industry bullshit. I can make the industry what I want it to be, because guess what? This industry is small and it's new, and we can make it be as beautiful as we want. So, yeah, it's a lot of positive things you can practice in life. Whew, damn. I got Earl Grey tea. It tastes like fucking. I'm just like drinking a bunch of fermented. Ugh. Yeah, Brandon, exactly. I have front row seats to the best show. And I get to choose how it's perceived, too. It's pretty awesome. Yak packing and backpacking are my new jams. No people, just the good outdoors. That's fucking dope, dude. I gotta do that sometime. I'm like kind of I'm so addicted to technology though. Like I'm so addicted to like being live, like putting videos out, that sometimes I'm like, fuck, I'm like kind of scared to like break myself off into the unknown. But I should do that. I want to travel. I want to go to some like cool ass places for a vacation, because I don't go on vacations. Maybe when this COVID thing clears up, I want to go to Patagonia. I want to go to Antarctica. I want to go to Madagascar. I just want to go to fucking wild ass places. Yeah, I know. Earl Grey does taste like perfume. They didn't really have them. The selection was like limited there. I usually drink chamomile tea, but solar power packs. That's dope. That's fucking awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up today because I got stuff to do. Hell yeah, Scotty. Salute to Black Market Media and Therese and everybody out there killing it. And Twiz. They're all amazing. I'm glad we're all in this together. But yeah, love everybody. Hope that my rants were helpful in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, hopefully everybody has a good day. Pick up that book. I'm going to be premiering Soul vs. Twerk here in like 15 minutes. And then tomorrow I'll premiere Shoddy vs. Rum. And then we're almost still with Round for Round. And then we're going to award the winner. And that's going to be great. Huh? It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. All right, everybody. Love y'all. Have a great day. Peace, love, and unity. Everybody dies except for you, Nitty. All right, peace out, guys.